Today, I want to talk to you about a universal truth that brings comfort and hope to our lives: the fact that we are not alone. In times of joy and sorrow, in moments of triumph and despair, God's presence is always with us. Joshua 1:9. Are you feeling lost? Feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders? Remember this: you are not alone. You may be in a crowded room or in the solitude of your own thoughts, but remember this: you are never alone. The journey of life is full of ups and downs, victories and defeats, triumphs and failures. But in all these things, there is one constant, one unchanging truth: the promise of God's presence. God never leaves us, never forsakes us, and never abandons us. You may not see him, but he is there. In the stillness of the night, in the hustle and bustle of the day, in the laughter and tears of life, God is there. He is the anchor in our storms, the compass in our journey, and the light in our darkness. When we feel weak, God is our strength. When we feel lost, God is our guide. When we feel alone, God is our companion. He is always there, watching, guiding, comforting, and loving us. He is our refuge, our fortress, our rock. God's presence may not always come in the form of a grand revelation. It may be as simple as a whisper in the wind, a ray of sunshine breaking through the clouds, or a gentle touch on the shoulder. But it is there, always there, ready to comfort, to guide, to reassure. When life gets tough, when the road gets rocky, when the storm rages, remember this: you are not alone. God is with you. He is your shield, your defender, your protector. He is the calm in your storm, the peace in your turmoil, the hope in your despair. God's presence is not limited by time or place. It is not confined to a church building or a sacred space. It is everywhere, in every moment, in every breath. God is in the smile of a stranger, in the laughter of a child, in the beauty of a sunset. In moments of despair, when all seems lost, when we feel like giving up, remember this: God is with us. He is our hope, our comfort, our strength. He is our light in the darkness, our peace in the chaos, our joy in the sorrow. In the midst of our trials, God is there. In the midst of our triumphs, God is there. In the midst of our pain, God is there. In the midst of our joy, God is there. He is always there, always present, always faithful. So, let us take comfort in this truth. Let us hold on to this promise. Let us live with this assurance: we are not alone. God is with us, always and forever. Joshua 1:9 is a reminder of this. So let's face each day with courage, knowing that we are not alone. God is with us, and with him we can overcome anything.
Mount Sinai, also known as Mount Horeb, is a significant location in the Holy Bible, particularly in the Old Testament. It holds great importance in the religious history of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. In the biblical narrative, Mount Sinai is most famously associated with the story of Moses and the giving of the Ten Commandments. According to the book of Exodus in the Old Testament, after the Israelites escaped from slavery in Egypt, they wandered through the desert and eventually arrived at Mount Sinai. It was on this mountain that Moses ascended to meet with God. The pivotal event that took place on Mount Sinai was the revelation of the Ten Commandments, a set of moral and ethical principles that God gave to the Israelites through Moses. This event is described in Exodus chapters 19 through 20. Moses spent 40 days and 40 nights on the mountain, during which he received not only the Ten Commandments, but also other laws and instructions for the Israelites' religious and social practices. The significance of Mount Sinai extends beyond just the giving of the Ten Commandments. It symbolizes the covenant between God and the Israelites, establishing them as a chosen people. The event emphasizes the importance of obedience to God's laws and the principles of righteousness. In the New Testament of the Christian Bible, Mount Sinai is also referenced as a symbol of the Old Covenant and the Law. The Apostle Paul uses it metaphorically in his writings to contrast the law with grace and the new covenant brought by Jesus Christ. In Islam, Mount Sinai is known as Jabal Musa and is considered a holy site. It is believed to be the place where the prophet Moses received revelations from Allah God. Overall, Mount Sinai is a deeply significant and symbolic location in the Holy Bible, representing the establishment of moral and spiritual principles, the covenant between God and humanity, and the guidance for righteous living. Once upon a time, in the ancient land of Egypt, there lived a man named Moses. He was chosen by God to lead the Israelites, a group of enslaved people, out of the bondage of Pharaoh's rule. The Israelites had suffered for many years under the harsh oppression of the Egyptian rulers. One day, God spoke to Moses, commanding him to lead his people out of Egypt and into the Promised Land. With unwavering faith, Moses took on this divine mission. He approached Pharaoh and requested the release of the Israelites, but Pharaoh's heart remained hardened. God, determined to show his power and deliver his people, performed a series of miraculous plagues upon Egypt. Yet, Pharaoh still refused to let the Israelites go. Finally, God instructed Moses to lead the Israelites to the edge of the Red Sea. As they stood there, the Egyptian army, led by Pharaoh himself, approached from behind, ready to recapture the Israelites. The people were filled with fear and uncertainty, but Moses remained steadfast in his faith. He lifted his staff, as commanded by God, and stretched it out over the waters of the Red Sea. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea. And the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. Exodus 14:21. As the people watched in amazement, a great miracle unfolded before their eyes. The waters of the Red Sea parted, creating a dry path through the midst of the sea. With God's guiding hand, Moses led the Israelites across the seabed, safely to the other side.
Romans 8:18. I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. In life, we all face trials. These trials, however daunting, are merely temporary. Remember, you are stronger than your struggles. Every struggle you face today is shaping you into a stronger individual. It's preparing you for greater victories. So, stand firm. The pain you're feeling can't compare to the joy that's coming. It's merely a stepping stone to your destined greatness. You are destined for greatness. The world is waiting to witness the glory within you. A glory so bright it outshines the darkest of your trials. Believe in your strength. Embrace your trials. Your future glory awaits. Stand strong. The best is yet to come. Psalm 34:17-18. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. In the deepest valleys, know you are not alone. The righteous cry out, the Lord hears. He sees your struggles, your pain. Remember, when the world weighs heavy, He is your strength. He delivers from all troubles, your ultimate Savior. Beyond the shadows, the Lord is close. Close to you, the brokenhearted. He feels your sorrow, your despair. He saves those crushed in spirit, mending hearts with divine touch. In the darkest hours, feel His presence, His love. Never forget, with every tear, every heartache, you are heard, you are saved. The Lord is with you always.